All right, thanks for checking out this video. Today we're going to be showing you how to freeze dry saltwater taffy. And I'm going to show you my tips, my tricks, how I do it so that's efficient and you can kind of get the most saltwater taffy freeze dried at a time. So I have the harvest right, I have the medium size one. So I do 16 saltwater taffy per tray. And then what I do is I unwrap them and then I put them in the microwave. I unwrap about 5 at a time and I put them in the microwave. And the reason why is because if you don't put it in the microwave, it's really hard to cut with your scissors. So I put on a glass plate so nothing explodes in the microwave. Start for 30 seconds, but really just stop it after 8 to 10 seconds, depending on the power of your microwave. This will make the saltwater taffy just a little bit gooey. You don't want it so gooey that it's going to stick to the scissors, but it really softens it up. It softens the sugar, makes it way easier to cut. And you can just see how easy it is to cut. That's definitely worth the 8 seconds in the microwave. So what I do is I cut it into quarters. So I take saltwater taffy, the full one, after it's just a little bit microwaved, and then I cut it in half and then cut that half in half. You don't have to worry about rolling it into a ball or changing the shape or anything like that, because when you put it in the freeze dryer and it freeze dries, as it expands in the vacuum, it actually kind of turns into more of a circular shape, or like an oval, three-dimensional oval. So you can see here, it doesn't take that long. Just do 4 or 5 at a time, put in the microwave for 8 seconds, cut them up and then stick them on the tray. But yeah, it's really quick. You'll be surprised. It's only a few minutes and you're able to get, 4 trays totally full. Oh, another thing you can do is you can separate them by like the flavors or the type of saltwater taffy. I don't. I just mix them all together the way it is. Just throw them on the tray. It's easy to separate later. But I also like having a mix. Hey, if you like what you're seeing so far, please subscribe to my channel, the Handy Dandy Andy channel. I do DIY projects, I show you life skills, I show you how to be a hero in the kitchen. So please just smash that subscribe button. Let's get on with the video. So here you can see that there are 4 empty spots because when you do 16 total, there's still 1 left over. So at the very end, I just take 1 saltwater taffy and I cut it in half, cut that in half, and now I have enough to fill all 4 trays. So really it's 16 and a quarter for each tray that you want to fill up. And that leaves enough space between the saltwater taffy that they can expand while in the freeze dryer. All right, now let's just change the angle a little bit so you can kind of see it from a different view. But you can see I do rows of 5. So every few rows, it's going to take, an extra saltwater taffy to fill it out. And there's just a closer view. You can see they're not perfect shapes or anything. It's just kind of a weird shape, but it looks really good when it's done. They kind of balloon up, and it's unrecognizable. People, they don't know what it is, and they taste it, and it's a very vibrant flavor. And then after a while, somebody will guess saltwater taffy. I have installed the new version. This is version 5.1.23. I want to tell you a little bit about it because we're going to do candy mode today. We're going to freeze dry some saltwater taffy. So the first thing we're going to do is click customize. And here are the options. We can put this down to 0. We don't need it to initial freeze. And then we don't need any extra freeze time for the candy. The temperature on this, we want to increase up at 135. It'll say candy / high temperature mode, but the candy mode won't actually turn on until it's 145. So I'm going to set it to 145, but you can go to 150 if you'd like. And then there won't be any regular dry time when you put in candy when it hits the candy mode. So you'll need to actually set your dry time here. And this will be the only dry time. It says extra dry time, but this is the only dry time if you're in the candy mode at 145. So I'm going to set it for 2 hours, and I'm going to go ahead and click save. And now when you go back in here, you'll be able to see that's what we had set. You don't need to toggle on and off this fast. I'm just going to leave it at normal. All right, so you come in here, we'll look 0, 0, 145, 2 hours. Okay, that looks good. Now let's go ahead and start it. Let's let it run for 15 minutes to cool the chamber, and then we'll put our candy in. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. Let's load the food into the freeze dryer, and we are going to turn this process on for the candy. Let's load the food in now. Okay, we have this turned on. We have the drain closed, so now let's push continue. If you'd like to warm the trays, you can. Otherwise, you can just hit skip. But I'm going to start warming the trays, and then you can also add time here. So if you want to warm it for an extra 4 minutes, or let's say an extra minute, you go up to 5 minutes, that's fine. But right now what it's doing is warming the trays up to 145 degrees. So you can see in the top right, it says 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, that's what the trays are right now. It's going to warm the trays up to 145 degrees before it starts. So you can see it now, it's already 42 degrees. This only takes a couple of minutes for this to start getting hot. All right, now we have it drying for 2 hours. You can see they're already starting to puff up. Okay, you can see it hasn't even been drying for 5 minutes yet, and we haven't even reached the lowest pressure that we need. But you can look at the size, they've already puffed up. So they've already puffed up and they're already a lot bigger just from the pressure and heat already. All right, now that it says our process is complete, we're going to check it by opening the valve, letting out all the pressure, and then let's check a piece of candy. Scoot the camera back for that. That's perfect. These are perfect. They've been in for 2 hours. The tray is very hot. The tray is warm, but they are very crispy. These are Salt Water Taffy. I'm gonna check another one. Okay, yep, these are good. And there you have it. That's the finished product right here. This is quartered saltwater taffy that was freeze dried for only 2 hours. Big shout out to Harvest Right for making this major upgrade with their software upgrade with their candy mode. Thanks for watching the Handy Dandy Andy channel, Candy Edition. Special Candy Edition. Enjoy.